Hey everybody, it's James Schofield again, and today I am trying out a different kind of video here. So I'm doing a little bit of a comparison between a couple shotgun microphones that I have, just because I want to see kind of the difference between the two. So I do have the AT897 from Audio-Technica. That is kind of my go-to shotgun microphone that I've been using. So I do have also the Movo X1 Mini that I use for most of the videos that I've been making. That one is going directly into my cell phone, and the Audio-Technica is going into a Behringer UMC404HD, which is going into a MacBook Pro. So a little bit of a different setup, so it's not a true comparison, I guess, but you'll get the kind of idea. Now, as you can see, I am outside. I'm right next to a really loud, fast-moving street, and there's a lot of wind going on, as you can see by the camera shaking just a tad here and there. But I really wanted to do this just to kind of compare the two since I have them, and see kind of feature-wise, you know, what one is going to be right for what kind of thing that I'm doing. So right out the gate, I do want to point out the X1 Mini from Movo. It's a very small, it's a compact shotgun microphone. I mean, it's only like that big, right? It's nice because, you know, it's a very compact, very sleek shotgun mic that I can put onto my selfie stick, which has a little cold shoe up at the top, or cold boot, whatever you want to call it, up at the top that I can put the microphone right on. Now, technically, I could still put on the AT897 onto that, but with the 897 being the full-size shotgun microphone, I might be running into a little bit of a weight issue with that, and this tripod, not really meant for that. This is a selfie stick / tripod, so it's very compact, very sleek, and that's why it's moving around, because it doesn't have a lot holding it in place, really. So, kind of realistically, I'm not going to be able to use the AT897 with that. However, what's great about the 897 is, technically speaking, if I did need to just use my cell phone and the 897 maybe into like a little interface, let's say I don't have phantom power available, you know, like my cell phone might not be able to power that, right? Well, on the 897, there's a compartment for a AA battery to put in there, so it can actually power its own phantom power. What's great about that, though, is like whenever I'm in the booth, I don't like to turn the gain up too high on that Behringer, because for some reason, those Midas preamps that are built in, if I have to go above kind of halfway on the dial, I can hear some of the noise start to get introduced in there, and I personally don't like that. It doesn't really pick it up too much, but I'm one of those sticklers about having that extra noise. So I'm able to use a FET head, which is kind of a play on the cloud lifter. It's not as big as a cloud lifter. It's kind of only like this big. Kind of just looks like almost like a XLR joiner. Not that you need one, but it just basically looks like that. It's got a male on one end, female on the other. You plug it into your microphone, which normally you would use dynamic mics, and it's phantom powered. So the only drawback to that, of course, is with it being phantom powered, that is not passing through into the shotgun mic anymore. But with the AT897, I've got a battery compartment built in, so I can self-power it and still use the FET head without any issues. Couple other things going on with this setup. On the X1 Mini, I do have a, what is it? They call it a Deadcat, I think they call it. It's the little fuzzy doohickey that you put onto the microphones if you're outside. Kind of helps with the wind when it's coming in. It helps to kind of disperse that wind around it versus going directly into the microphone and causing that big bit of noise that you'll hear. Now on the 897, I don't have one of those Deadcats to put onto it. So right now I just have the typical windscreen on there. So hopefully it's sounding okay. We'll see when I actually get back home to take a listen. But overall, I really like both of these microphones for their purposes. So the X1 Mini, I'm not going to use that to audition with. I'm not going to use that to do character work with. I'm not going to really use that for anything other than the videos that I'm making here on the phone. That's not to say it's not a good microphone. It actually does a pretty decent job. Whenever I am out and about, it's great because I have it with me at all times. It's easy to stow away, and it's not very expensive. So if for whatever reason I'm out and about and who knows, I lose it, it breaks, it gets water damage, whatever happens to it, I'm not out a few $100s. You know, with the 897, I'm out roughly about 250, 260 bucks. With the X1 Mini, I think I spent like 50 bucks on it. So it's not bad. What's nice about the X1 Mini though is that the shock mount that it comes with is actually pretty nice. Overall though, the X1 Mini, very solid microphone for what it does. And for 50, 60 bucks, I mean, you can't really go wrong. It comes with everything that you need. It's got the cold boot shock mount that you have on there. What's nice about that as well is I could realistically still put on a different shotgun microphone onto it. I also have the Cinco Mic D2, which was recommended by the Booth Junkie. Shout out to those guys over there. Mike Delgadio, amazing guy. But I can put that on this shock mount and technically still use that for my cell phone stuff, because that one is actually kind of a middle ground in my opinion between the X1 Mini in terms of size and the AT897. It's a little bit smaller than the 897, bigger than the X1 Mini, but the mount that comes with the X1 Mini, I can use that for that, which is pretty cool. The X1 Mini also comes with a plethora of accessories that you can utilize to plug it in. It has USB-C on it, which is pretty cool. So you can plug directly into your cell phone or into your laptop without the need for an interface. And what's nice about using the USB mode on it is that the 1/8" jack that's on the back of it can now be used as a monitoring headphone jack. So you can plug your headphones directly into this X1 Mini and be able to hear what's going on as you're doing it. And then also what comes with it as well though is an 1/8" to a USB-C cable. Those are pretty cool. They're like wound up as well, so it's nice and small, nice and compact. I can basically, again, stow and go. Whenever I'm ready, I can just take it out, plug it in really quick, and I'm ready to go. With the AT897, of course, I'm gonna have a little bit more of a setup to do. Now, mobile-wise, it's not gonna be mobile. Now, unless I get like that Shure, I can't remember the model number, I'll put it up over here when I look it up at home, but that Shure, that little interface, which is only this big, I mean, really at the end of the day, it's almost like an XLR adapter, right? But that one right there can plug into the AT897, but again, that's an extra piece of equipment that I'm now gonna have to buy if I want to truly be mobile with this AT897. Now in the booth though, comparing the two in the booth, which, yeah, you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll go to the booth and we'll check it out in the booth and compare the two together. So now we're looking up because I've got the camera here on the tripod that is on a shelf right now. I've got this creepy light here, so we've got kind of a horror effect going on right now. But in general, I'm here in my makeshift booth, and I've got both the Movo and the Audio-Technica both hooked up and going here. So here's the difference in sound that you get when you're in a little bit of a more treated area, a little bit quieter. This booth is still kind of in the works, so there's still going to be some ambient noise coming around, a little bit of reverb in general. But for the most part, this gives you a little bit of a better idea what these two microphones can do in a little bit of a better treated space. So what do you think between the two in the actual booth itself? Let me know down in the comments, and let's go ahead and we'll head back outside and finish this video up with this little comparison that we're doing. All right, we're back from the booth, right? So what do you think of these two microphones in general? Do you feel that one of these is better than the other outside? Do you feel one is better than the other inside? How do you feel these microphones would really work out in a real world setting? Let me know in the comments, and if you like this video and, well, any of the other videos that I'm doing, and you want to be notified anytime I have new stuff come out, just make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. That way you can be notified anytime I have new content on the horizon. Thanks so much for taking a look at this video, and thanks for letting me give you some sound.